Hello and welcome to the Training How-To video. In this video, we will be covering the following topics on the IFCABAR website. What is a customs broker and freight forwarder and how to become one? How to find the diploma pages, downloadable content, understanding the enrollment form, what happens after sending the enrollment form, finding and registering units, and finding invoices. We will also be covering the following topics on the iTalk website: the dashboard, orientation, virtual classrooms, messaging systems, assessments, and book a trainer. Welcome to the IFCABAR homepage. So let's start with what is a customs broker and freight forwarder and how to become one. You can find this information by hovering over the word training and clicking on the two tabs, how to become a licensed customs broker and how to become an international freight forwarder. Now, how to find the diploma pages. Hovering over the word training again, we have TLI 50822, Diploma of Customs Broking, and TLI 50119, Diploma of International Freight Forwarding. Let's have a look at the Diploma of Customs Broking, the DCB for short. This page has all the information you need. Also, our downloadable content. Firstly, frequently asked questions. We also have the semester timetable. This will change every semester. The student handbook, which is mandatory reading before enrolling into the diploma. So please make sure you download this and read through it. It has a lot of information that you need to know before you enroll into the diplomas, either one. And then the student application form, which we'll have a look at shortly in more depth. And then our privacy notice. Let's have a look at the Diploma of International Freight Forwarding, or the DIF for short. It has quite a lot of the same information, frequently asked questions for this diploma in particular, the semester timetable for this diploma. The student handbook is the same, and the student application form is also the same. One thing that is quite different from the Diploma of Customs Broking and the Diploma of International Freight Forwarding is that you do have to purchase this manual for the Diploma of International Freight Forwarding, the International Logistics and Freight Forwarding Manual. It is mandatory for this diploma. Let's have a look at the student application form. Firstly, make sure you do read through all this information before you send it to us, because there are a lot of things you need to tick and make sure this is right. Otherwise, it will take longer for you to be enrolled into the units. So on the first page here, we have the privacy notice. The second page, we have notice and declaration. Make sure to tick this and also tick which forms of ID you've presented, your signature and the date. With the IDs, you must provide two coloured forms of the following: Medicare, photo ID, passport, driver's license. They need to be coloured so we can authenticate that the documents are true. On the third page, you need to tick which diploma or short course you wish to enrol into, and then begins your personal details. At the bottom, you have the unique student identifier page, the USI. Your USI is your personal educational number required for all nationally recognized study, including universities and vocational education and training. Please note that it is mandatory for all students studying in Australia to have a USI. From 1st of January 2015, iTalk is prevented from issuing you with a nationally recognized VET qualification or statement of attainment when you complete your course if you do not have a unique student identifier. In addition, we are required to include your USI in the data we submit to the National Centre for Vocational Education Research. If you are a student studying from overseas, you do not require a USI. Something else to note. Unfortunately, we cannot accept international students on the visa subclass 500. Once you have filled out the student application form and attached two forms of coloured ID, you can send it to the training department at training@ifcabar.com. Once we have your enrolment form, it can take up to 10 days for this to be approved and your logins to be sent. we suggest in the meantime to read through your student handbook if you haven't already. Of course, in less busy times, it's not going to take that long, but it is just a warning. It can take up to 10 days. Now, once you have received your logins and your course exception, let's have a look at how you can enroll into units. At the bottom of each of these pages, you can either click this quick link here, which takes you to the Diploma courses page, which you can pick which diploma you are doing and which semester, or you can hover over the word training and go to Diploma course registration, which will take you to the same page. So let's have a look at Semester 2 Diploma of Customs Broking registration. Here are the units that we have left for Semester 2. You can register for a max of 5 units per semester. Units will be available on your iTalk dashboard 1 week prior to them starting. You can register for units and pay for them later. However, cut-off for payments and registrations will be at 11:59 p.m. the day of the unit commencing, Sydney time. You can bill your units to your company if you are connected to them. So let's register for one. You'll be prompted to sign in, which you'll have your logins. Once you've logged in, this is what it will look like. You'll have a bit of information on your unit. A little note is we at IFCABA will know it as this abbreviation, VL1. So let's register. Press to check out. You'll see here once it's in your cart, all the units are $390. And as we said before, you don't have to pay for that straight away. You can press here, bill me, and you can do it to yourself or your company. And your invoice will sit on your IFCABA account. Or you can click pay now. And you'll be prompted to add in your card details. Let's have a look where it would be sitting if you've billed it yourself. If you go to My IFCABA, My Participation, your invoice will be sitting here, and you can add it to cart at any time and pay it, but again remembering that it needs to be done 1 week prior to the starting date. So that's basically all that you'll be focusing on as a student on the IFCABA website. Let's jump over now to your college, the International Trade and Logistics College, or ITALC for short. Your logins will also be sent to you for this, so let's log in. Welcome to your iTalk dashboard. Now, first thing you'll want to do is your orientation. If you can't see it on your dashboard for any reason, please let us know, but there is another way to find it in My Courses, and then you can find it here. This is what your units will look like on iTalk. So you'll have information at the top, the sessions, which for this one is just the one recording, and the declaration, which you'll have to have a look at after you've watched the recording. The student handbook, again, you should already have this. The PowerPoint presentation of what you've just watched, if you want to go back and have a look at this. How to register for your units, which is compulsory reading. Submitting assessment instructions. These are very helpful when you're first starting and you're not quite sure how to navigate, because it is 2 different websites, so we understand that can be confusing. So highly recommend looking at this one, even though it isn't mandatory, but this one is, so make sure you do read this. There's also other orientation declarations which you must complete. We recommend that you do your orientation before you actually register for any of the units on the IFCABA website. Once you have enrolled into units, 1 week before they start, they will show up on your dashboard. Again, you can just go and have a look at your dashboard, or they will be here in your My Courses tab. Let's have a look at your first unit. General information at the top, a welcome. You also have a lot more tabs now in your unit. This course has already started, so you won't have all of these weeks because you'll be starting at the beginning. So you have the course outline here, instructions and expectations, book a trainer. Students can book a one-on-one session with their lecturer. The lecturer times and availabilities will be on the unit itself under this section. You will need to provide an agenda in advance before your session with your lecturer so they can prepare for your sessions. Once dates and times have been confirmed with yourself and your lecturer, we will set up the meeting on Teams and send you an invoice. Your invoice will need to be paid before your session commences. Upon remittance on your invoice, we will send you the Teams meeting link. Microsoft Teams virtual classrooms and recording links. This is where you will find the recording links. If you miss a class for any reason, you can come back and watch these recordings. Now let's have a look at the assessment area. This is your assessment area. Please read through all the information provided. This will be your assessment date. You have 2 submissions for your assessments. So this is the first due date and this is the second due date if you need that. You drop it here in the Dropbox. A great feature that we have at IFCA is the option to talk to your fellow student. Click the little speech bubble up here and start typing somebody's name. You can then click on them and write a message. That's all for this recording. We hope this helps. Have a great day and good luck with your studies.